Well, 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 you ever feel it? That strange silence around your name lately. That weird shift in the room when people mention you. That invisible tension in the air like somebody, somewhere, is fighting battles you never even asked them to fight. Because whether you see it or not, someone loves you way too hard. And no, I'm not talking about those soft little fairy tale words people throw around because they're afraid of what love really looks like. I'm talking about the kind of love that sits in the dark, the kind of love that watches in silence, the kind of love that hears your name whispered by the wrong people, and suddenly their whole soul turns into a battlefield. Because some people don't just care about you, they become dangerous for you. And that's the part nobody warns you about. Because sometimes the most terrifying thing in this world is not being hated. It's being loved by somebody who would burn their own hands just to keep the cold from touching yours. You think everybody around you is casual, temporary, surface level, disposable. But somewhere in the shadows, there is somebody whose heart has been quietly turning into a war zone every single time life tries to break you. Every time someone lied to you. Every time someone betrayed you. Every time someone smiled in your face while secretly praying for your downfall. That person felt it. Maybe they never said a word. Maybe they never stepped forward. Maybe they stood so far in the background, you never even noticed they were there. But trust me, they noticed everything. They noticed the pain in your smile. They noticed the exhaustion in your eyes. They noticed the way you laugh louder when you're actually hurting deeper. And while everybody else was watching your performance, they were watching your pain. That's what makes it different. Because real love doesn't just see your beauty. It sees your damage, your chaos, your broken edges, your darkness. And instead of running from it, it stays. That kind of love is rare, dangerously rare. Because most people love convenience. Most people love comfort. Most people love versions of you that never challenge them. But very few people love you enough to stand in the fire with you. Very few people love you enough to silently go to war with the world just because the world made you cry. And the craziest part, you may never know who they are. Because the deepest love is often the quietest. It doesn't always announce itself. It doesn't always beg to be seen. It doesn't always scream. Sometimes it just watches, protects, waits. Sometimes the person who loves you the hardest is the one who says the least. Because they know something you don't. They know your soul is not ordinary. They know your pain made you dangerous. They know your silence became heavier than most people's words. And they know something inside you is far more powerful than the version of yourself you still keep apologizing for. See, the world taught you to believe you were too much, too intense, too emotional, too damaged, too complicated, too hard to love. But somebody out there looked at all your chaos and said, no, that's exactly why. Exactly because of your scars. Exactly because of your darkness. Exactly because of your storms. Exactly because of the pieces you tried to hide. They loved all of it. And that kind of love, that kind of loyalty, that kind of soul recognition, that can become terrifying. Because when somebody truly sees you, not the mask, not the performance, not the survival version, but the real you, they stop being neutral. They become protective. And protective people can become dangerous when life keeps trying to hurt the one person they never wanted to lose. That doesn't mean violence. No. Sometimes war is quieter than that. Sometimes war looks like somebody praying for you in silence. Sometimes war looks like somebody defending your name in rooms you never entered. Sometimes war looks like somebody losing sleep because they can feel your pain from miles away. Sometimes war looks like somebody breaking inside because they can't fix what hurt you. And that kind of love can shake the universe, because not everybody is sent into your life to stay beside you. Some people are sent into your life to guard you from a distance, to cover you in ways you may never fully understand, to love you in silence while the world mistakes their quiet for absence. But silence doesn't mean absence. Sometimes silence means the feeling is too deep for language. And if you've been feeling lately like somehow you survived things you should not have survived, if you've been wondering why certain attacks never fully touched you, if you've been asking yourself why some people suddenly disappeared without explanation, maybe, just maybe, someone has been standing between you and destruction without you ever knowing. Because some souls don't just enter your life. Some souls recognize you. And when they recognize you, they don't love you halfway. They love you in a way that makes heaven and hell both stop and stare. That kind of love is not soft. It is not casual. It is not polite. It is raw, ancient, uncomfortable, transformational. It is the kind of love that forces you to become someone stronger, because deep down, you can feel that somebody believes in you more than you believe in yourself. And that can change a person, because sometimes the reason you finally stop breaking is because somewhere in the darkness, someone refused to let you fall alone. You may not hear them, you may not see them, you may not even know their name, but your soul knows. Your soul always knows. That's why some nights you feel strangely protected. That's why some pain doesn't finish destroying you. That's why some storms pass over your life without taking you under. Because love, real love, does not always arrive as comfort. Sometimes it arrives as unseen protection. Sometimes it arrives as invisible loyalty. Sometimes it arrives as a war being fought in your name, behind curtains you were never meant to see. And maybe the reason you're still here, after everything, after betrayal, after abandonment, after heartbreak, after all the nights you almost gave up, is because someone somewhere looked at the darkness surrounding you and whispered, "Not this one." And maybe that should change you. Maybe that should wake you up. Maybe that should remind you that you are not nearly as alone as your pain tried to convince you. Because in a world full of fake attention, temporary people, and empty words, someone out there loves you enough to fight for you without ever asking for credit. And that is a different kind of terrifying, because being hated can make you cautious. But being loved like that can make you unstoppable. Because once you realize that somewhere in this cold, twisted world, your existence means enough for someone to silently carry your pain like it belongs to them, you stop seeing yourself the same way. You have to. Because pain can make you feel worthless. Pain can make you believe you are easy to replace, easy to forget, easy to abandon. Pain can whisper in your ear at 3 a.m. that nobody would notice if you disappeared. And sometimes, that lie becomes so loud you almost start calling it truth. But then life starts showing you little cracks in the illusion. A strange message at the exact moment you were falling apart. A random check-in from somebody who just had a feeling. A person defending you in a room you never even stepped into. Someone becoming visibly uncomfortable when others speak your name carelessly. And you start realizing someone feels your soul without needing to touch your hand. That kind of connection doesn't happen often. It isn't ordinary affection. It isn't simple attraction. It isn't shallow attachment. No. This is deeper than that. This is when someone looks at your broken pieces and instead of seeing damage, they see sacred. They see the parts of you learned to hide from the world. The version of you that laughs while bleeding. The version of you that comforts everybody else while quietly collapsing inside. The version of you that keeps surviving things you never should have had to survive. And instead of being scared by it, they love you harder. That's what makes it haunting, because most people only love your light. But the rare ones, they fall in love with your darkness too. They love the silence in you, the rage in you, the ache in you, the mystery in you, the war in you. And sometimes they love you so deeply it scares even them, because they never planned to care this much. They never meant to lose sleep over your sadness. They never meant to feel your energy from across rooms, across cities, across distance, across silence. But now they do. And now your pain feels personal to them. That's why some people suddenly become colder toward anyone who hurts you. That's why some people stay quiet, not because they feel nothing, but because what they feel is too intense to explain. Because when somebody loves you on that level, they stop seeing your wounds as your problem. They start feeling like those wounds belong to them too. And that can become dangerous in its own way. Not because they want destruction, but because love, real love, can make even the calmest soul become a storm. A silent storm. The kind that doesn't scream, doesn't threaten, doesn't perform. It just watches. And if life keeps pushing you, that storm starts pushing back. You may never see it happen, but trust me. Some people have gone to emotional war for you without ever telling you. They smiled in your face while carrying concern in their chest. They acted normal while secretly trying to protect your spirit. They walked beside you pretending everything was fine, while inside their soul was saying, "Whoever keeps hurting you has no idea what they're waking up in me." That kind of love is not loud. It's heavy. It sits in the air. It changes energy. It changes rooms. It changes people. Because when someone truly loves you, they don't just want your presence, they want your peace. Read that again. Not your attention, not your body, not your validation, not your convenience, your peace. They want to see you breathe easier, sleep deeper, smile genuinely, heal completely. And anybody who genuinely wants your peace is rare. Because most people only want access. But the rare ones, they want your soul to feel safe. And if you've spent your whole life being misunderstood, being used, being abandoned, being loved only in pieces, that kind of love can feel unreal, almost suspicious, because wounded people often don't trust gentle things. When you've lived through chaos, peace can feel unfamiliar. When you've been betrayed enough, loyalty can feel terrifying. When you've been left enough times, being deeply loved can feel dangerous. Because part of you keeps waiting for the moment it disappears. Part of you keeps waiting for them to become everybody else. Part of you keeps asking, why would anyone love me this much? And the answer is simple. Because some souls don't meet by accident. Some souls remember each other, not with memory, with feeling, That instant, unexplainable pull, that strange familiarity, that deep knowing, that sense that somehow you matter to them in ways even they can't explain. And that kind of connection can change the direction of a life. Because once somebody sees the real you, the unfiltered you, the shattered and beautiful you, and still chooses you, something inside you starts waking up. You start realizing you were never hard to love. You were just surrounded by people who only knew how to love shallow things. You were never too much. You were simply too deep for people who only lived on the surface. You were never impossible. You were just rare. And rare things are often misunderstood before they are valued. That's why the right kind of love doesn't just comfort you. It resurrects you. It reaches into the darkest parts of you and whispers, "You don't have to keep dying here." And suddenly the version of you that spent years surviving starts becoming the version of you that finally lives. Because love, real love, when it is pure enough, deep enough, honest enough, doesn't weaken you. It transforms you. It reminds you that you are worth protecting, worth fighting for, worth staying for, worth choosing. And sometimes the most chilling realization of all is discovering that while you were busy thinking nobody cared, someone was out there caring far more than you ever imagined. And that realization can break you in a completely different way. Not the way betrayal breaks you, not the way abandonment breaks you, not the way disappointment slowly hollows out your chest. No, this kind of breaking feels different, because for the first time in your life, you are not breaking from pain. You are breaking because somebody saw every version of you you tried to hide, and stayed anyway. And if you have spent years convincing yourself that people only love the edited version of you, that can feel terrifying, because some of you learned early that love had conditions. Be easier, be quieter, be prettier, be stronger, be less emotional, be less intense, be less you. So you became a masterpiece of survival. You learned how to smile when your soul was exhausted. You learned how to laugh while your heart was bleeding. You learned how to say, "I'm fine," with a voice that was practically begging for someone to notice you weren't. And most people never did. Most people only loved the version of you that made them comfortable. But then, someone came into your life and saw the shadows too. They saw the heaviness behind your calm. They saw the loneliness hidden inside your independence. They saw the pain buried underneath your strength. And instead of backing away, they moved closer. That is what shakes a person. Because when somebody loves you without asking you to become smaller first, it forces you to question every lie your pain ever taught you. Suddenly the voice inside your head that said, "Nobody could ever love the real me," starts losing its power, and another voice rises, a quieter voice, a deeper voice, one that whispers, "Maybe I was never too hard to love. Maybe I was just handed to people who never knew what love was." And that thought alone can start a revolution inside you. Because once you feel what genuine loyalty feels like, you can never fully return to accepting fake love. Once somebody protects your heart without being asked, you begin to notice who only wanted access to it. Once somebody fights for your peace, you start seeing clearly who was secretly feeding off your chaos. That is the dangerous part, not the love, the awakening. Because real love doesn't just heal you. It exposes everything that was never love. It reveals who was pretending, who was watching, who was using, who was smiling while secretly hoping you would stay broken, and once your eyes open, you can't close them again. That is why some people become uncomfortable when you start healing, because your healing changes your energy, and your energy changes your boundaries, and your boundaries change who still has access to you. The version of you that tolerated everything starts dying. The version of you that begged for crumbs starts disappearing. The version of you that confused pain for connection starts fading into smoke. And in that darkness, someone who loved you deeply may have been the match that lit the entire transformation. Maybe they never meant to, maybe they never planned to, maybe they simply loved you so honestly that your soul finally remembered what it deserved. And once your soul remembers, it becomes impossible to keep living beneath your worth. That is why some love feels spiritual, because it doesn't just touch your heart, it touches your identity. It reminds you that you were never meant to spend your life begging people to choose you. It reminds you that the right people don't need to be convinced. They recognize, they feel, they know, and when they know, they move differently around you, carefully, intentionally, deeply, because some people understand that your heart has already survived enough, so they do everything they can not to become another wound. And if you have never experienced that before, that alone can feel surreal, because some of you have only known love that took from you, love that drained you, love that confused you, love that abandoned you, love that made you question yourself. So when something real appears, you almost don't know what to do with it. Because trauma teaches people to distrust peace. It teaches people to search for hidden motives. It teaches people to flinch when someone reaches for them gently. Because deep down, you keep expecting pain to follow affection. And yet, there are rare souls who love in a way that asks for nothing except your healing. They do not want to possess you. They want to see you free. They do not want to control you. They want to see you whole. They do not want to dim you. They want to see you become everything life tried to stop. And maybe, just maybe, that is why you've been feeling something shifting inside you lately. Not because life got easier, but because somewhere, someone's love has been reaching places inside you that your own hands could never touch. And maybe that love was never sent to make you dependent. Maybe it was sent to remind you who you were before pain convinced you you were unworthy. Because sometimes the people who love you hardest are not sent to save you. They are sent to awaken you, to remind you that beneath all the damage, beneath all the grief, beneath all the masks, beneath all the survival, there is still a version of you that was always meant to rise. And once that version wakes up, everything changes. The way you walk changes. The way you speak changes. The way you choose changes. The way you love changes. The way you leave changes. Because when someone loves you deeply enough to fight for you in silence, you eventually learn how to fight for yourself out loud.